Okay, welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Lao Zi Dao De Jing, chapter 4. This chapter, the title is Not Fulfill and Never Fulfill in this world. So what does that mean? In our nature, the only thing never fulfill, the best example is water. We can see water is such wonderful things in our world. Like we mixture the concretes. The concrete, on my right hand side, left hand side is water. If I have these two things, concrete, if I want to make something, make a wall or make a floor, I cannot just put it there, then they can become wall on the floor. I have to do the water mixture with the concrete. I mixture, I stir it, then I can make the wall, make the floor. Then what happens? After we done that, we only see the concrete wall and the concrete floor. We never see water. So water is such wonderful things in our environment. That's why Lao Zi says, Tao is like an enormous waterfall. It flows down with the great force and fill into the deep pond. So actually, this is not a deep pond. It is penetrated to everywhere. And after water done the work, done the job, disappeared because the evaporation, the heat make the water go away. So that's why I say Lao Zi use the water, says this is the environment that's so close to Tao. So he give the opening sentence right here. He said that Tao is like an enormous waterfall, and then also we create our environment on the Earth's surface. And we know the Earth's surface is create our mountain, lake, rivers, ocean, is because of the continental plates. They push together, they create the mountains, they create the river. It created the mid-ocean reach, and all the nutrients come from there. And we can see Sacramento. We know Sacramento is the basin, and right now the Bay Area is the future Sacramento basin. The push underneath the earth, the inner land become the basin. Then later there's a mountain. So again, this one push. Now San Francisco Bay in the future going to be the basin. In the beginning stage is like a lagoon, but later become basin. So that's how this land created. Then Lao Zi give us the Tao is also like a gigantic abyss. The water eroded down because we can see the waterfall is come from the mountain. Like in the winter time, the ice on the top of the mountain and melted down and continue to erode it down and it become the waterfall and have the river and go to the deep pond. And here eroded, the water eroded the soil, cutting down and eroded down and cutting, and send all the energy, momentum to send all the particles to the deep side of the ocean. So everything created from there. There's one example. It's the clay mineral. in clay minerals is such an important part to use that to create like our computer chips, many important things, and the clay minerals become such valuable things nowadays. And China have that resources, and some other countries have resources, and then that become a very valuable things. People want it. Okay? And how that created in the ocean, we can see the ocean, the water cutting down, send the deposit into the ocean. The further part, the farthest the part, the particles, the finest particle, close to the shoreline, become coarser and coarser. And here is the most coarse part. And the far away is the fining part. The far away, those deposits is become separated to different particle deposits. We have certain white colored deposit, some yellow, some red, different colors, and they become so important material to making all the industrial things nowadays we are using. So hard to find those materials. The reason this ocean, how long ago they created, and after how many years this planet's movement push up, make them become mountain or lake, then we can dig into it to get them. Okay, I just want to give you example then how this water create many things in our environment. We continue to hear is the Tao is defeats the sharpness of everything as the water flowing down the stream, sorting and rounding the rocks. You can see in our world, sharpness is very unpleasant, right? Nobody likes the sharp thing, like a knife. Everything is getting older, the sharp edges become wrong things. That's why when we are younger, we're doing things very sharply, like the new mountain, like a volcano. But after the stage, after many millions of years, erode it down and become on the round mountains. Lao Zi realized that he give us what can make us take away the sharpness. So the words is 错其锐, grinding like a sandpaper, make things very round. So in the nature, the water also give us the idea. So we can see the canyon, water beds, they also wrong things because the water eroded that. So in our life, we learned from the how to cope with our body, cope with our inside of the world. We learned from to use this eroded ideas to take away the sharpness. It unties the tangle of the people as the water solution dissolve many different minerals. So everything eroded day by day, then a lot of problems can be solved. Like the water dripping on the roof. If you can see the water drip just one drop, 2 drop, continuous dropping, and you can see a hole there. If we understand that life, we know we're solving the problem, we don't want to immediately solving the problem. I have a very serious disease before, 10, 11 years ago. If I go to any doctor, I'm not going to be live too long. I use the natural way to conquer the very complicated disease, and I watch out very carefully. If I feel something's wrong, the body sign or something, I immediately to kind of taking care of it. Just like I use the water way to take away the troubles. I'm not trying to do the operation, chemotherapy or radiation or something to take away the trouble, because I know the consequence of that kind of approach, just like the sharpness, because you cut it, not going to solve the problem. Same thing for publics or whatever. Everything when we follow laws of the wisdom, we can make our life better, we make our countries better, to harmonize our environment, make everyone doing things wiser, and don't wasting anything, don't destroy anything, we're recycling, doing everything in the very natural, modern way. Like I draw a picture and Jen write the characters on that. In the beginning, I tried to immediately to create the painting. Later, I realized we cannot just immediately to make a painting. That I have a little by little, many times to see what I can make it better. Third one, to harmonize the differences of our characters as the mixture of all colors in the white light. This one I like to use the color, for example. We know the white light or the sunlight we see is the white. If we use the equipment, we can guide in the white light in. We can find the spectrum of the light is the 7 colors, and then they are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purplish. So 7 colors. And if you combine the light together, then it's only white light. The white light gives us the idea we shall combine everything together and give us the single color. But in the material world, in our life, if we mix all the color together, 7 different colors together, what's going to happen? Become what color? It's black, right? It's not white. So that's taught us, because we are using materialized approach in our life. That's why we have this problem. There's one example, and one thing you probably know, I'm a colorblind. I look at the colors different from other people. When I was kids, I liked to draw. My father was an artist from the art school, and he never pushed me to learn art. So for many, many years, I don't want to touch the painting. The reason because I afraid whether I put the color wrong, red to green or green to red. It's hard to tell. Sometimes under different lights, whether I distinguish that colors correctly. A few years ago, my brother-in-law, Jen's older brother, he's an artist too, told me, in our world, there's no single color in the nature. You think that's a green? Actually, it's not. Combined with a little bit of yellowish, or combined with a little bit of black, or a little bit of green, or more green, or more blue, things like that. He said that you don't need to worry about that much about how to distinguish the individual color, but actually you look at the things like under the shade, right? Every day we see something under the shade, you look at the color, it's different. So since then, I brightened myself. I said, why I need to worry about the color so picky on the single color. I can mix up the different color and make it too close to the natural color. Then Sue one day said, I don't believe you're colorblind. And a lot of time in our body, the same thing. I'm a doctor, and I treated the different diseases, treated myself. I realized, why we need to worry about it so much, about vitamin D supplements or vitamin A supplement? I said, everything in the food. Our body is like a big factory and breaking down everything and the mixture together, just like a mixture with the color. And I realized everything goes back to the nature, just like water, to harmonize different our characters. Different, you can change it as different minerals or different vitamins to mixture together, mix all the colors in the wildlife. So we are the part of the creature in the universe. God created us just like God. We have no difference from angel. We don't have difference from Buddha. We all come from the same Mother Nature. Why worry so much? Harmonization also give us use the light. So such beautiful example, because lights give us the life. We have water, then have lights, air. This is the three most important life elements to give us the life. So he gave us the second one is the light, and I like to use the light to showing how to harmonize everything together. And we know that we can separate it to this and also combine that to the other direction. So harmonization, the differences of our characters. We have different color, we have different ideas, we have different everything. But how do we mix that to become simple things? Fourth one, Lao Zi give us dust. We know in universe, the stardust create all the stars, planets, and cosmos. Is all from the dust. In our Earth, in our planet, our body is created from the dust, from soil. And also go back to the dust to become soil. So it unties our various ideas as if the mixture of soil and the dust on earth. So that's why in the Bible also we can see God create human, particularly the man first is from soil, and then later we're going to go back to the soil. So if we realize this, we're not going to focus so much in our physical part of the body. We know one day we're going to go back to the nature. We cannot keep this format forever. The clear nature and the deep meaning of Tao is always there, but it is unreachable by us. Water is the most beautiful mineral on earth. Give us lives, give us everything. And the most beautiful part is the transparent, clear, that kind of character. And also this one can fulfill every cavities on earth. Then he continued to say, I do not know where Tao came from and who gave it birth. We know Tao, we use that word, is give us everything in the universe, and where Tao come from. The Tao is the physical part, or Tao is something we really see. If we read the previous chapter, we know Tao, other time we don't see. He said, I do not know where Tao came from and who gave it birth, but I'm certain it came long before the creation of our universe. After create, we see everything in our environment, but what is before that? He said that this is before the creation of the universe. That means before the formats, everything come out. So he gave us this chapter showing that. So I like to have some feedback from you guys. Maybe you can ask me some questions, and then I can make this chapter more clear to you. Yes?
I guess the key is patience, huh?
Patient.
Everything takes a long time. So I'm guessing that could be like a key point, to be patient and not expect things to happen quickly, and because if it's sharp, it cuts right away, but if it's dull, it will not cut. But in time, it will be dull.
Buddha taught us use 6 ways to practice in our life. First one is to give the things, to share things we have, to sharing. Money or our energy or wisdom, to sharing those things to people. That's the first thing to practice in our lifetime. Second one is obey the laws, obey the rules, obey certain good rules in our life. The third one, just like you said, is the patience. To do things patiently, like we practice certain Chan meditation or Buddha meditation, or doing the Christian kind of practice, all needed patience. We needed the patient way to follow the guidance from the masters or teachers. So that's the third kind of practice. Then the fourth one is hard one. To patiently dealing with people that give us the very bad troubles, give us pressure or kind of torturing, this kind of. The torturing can be tsunami to destroy the whole environment. We need a patiently dealing with that in our life. Then the fifth one is do meditation. Peacefully calm down our mind and to cultivate either you believe Jesus Christ or believe God or you believe Buddha, you always meditate on that same kind of practice. The sixth one, we can reach the wisdom. Only we have the 5 very fundamental practice, and then we have the wisdom. Otherwise, wisdom won't come. Because this workshop is not just learn words or just articles. I would like this one to relate to how to change our lives spiritually, physically, and mentally. Because nowadays, in our environment, a lot of people, they have the mental problems. In our society, 50% people have the tendency mental diseases. we all have the potential problems, have a mental illness. The mental illness, by the Buddha's teach, there are three major things. One is too greedy, greed, and the anger, and this stubborn. Three things cause we suffering in the life cycles. So to the end, we need to harmonize difference our characters, harmonize our ideas. That's how we are ascending our spiritual practice in the higher goal.